So it's something I certainly didn't expect to happen this season, but Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen ended up crashing during the Brazilian Grand Prix. We've seen a couple of times this season the two go wheel to wheel since their 2021 title fight, but in Brazil Mercedes had the pace to fight the Red Bulls around the track, and if you want to find out more about why, I'll leave a link to a video in the description. But before we get into what happened with Verstappen and Hamilton, if you enjoy the video make sure to leave a like and also subscribe for more Formula 1 content, and you can follow me on Twitter at James_Formula1 and there'll be a link in the description. Well, on the first lap, Daniel Ricciardo hit Kevin Magnussen, which took them both out of the race and as a result brought out the safety car. And it was at the restart a few laps later that it all kicked off. Basically, to avoid getting slipstreamed down into turn 1, Russell in the lead bolted quite late. Hamilton was behind but he didn't get the best restart though, which left him exposed to Verstappen. And going into turn 1, Verstappen was really late on the brakes and managed to go round the outside into turn 1. But Lewis held it on the inside and going into turn 2, the two were side by side and the pair made contact. Hamilton suffered minimal damage, but Verstappen came off worse with damage to his front wing, and as a result he had to pit. The incident went to the stewards, and Max was deemed at fault and given a 5-second time penalty. Now in my personal view this was Monza 2021 all over again. If we remember back then, Verstappen broke late, went round the outside of Hamilton going into turn 1, and going into turn 2 the two ended up crashing. Now what's similar about the two cases is that Hamilton had a nose ahead going into turn 2, with Verstappen trying to squeeze his way down the inside. And Verstappen was deemed at fault last year and deemed at fault this year. And we did hear differing opinions from the two drivers in Brazil, didn't we? Hamilton said on the radio that it wasn't a racing incident, while Verstappen said, "Where do they expect me to go? He just closed the door on me." So in 2021, Max and Lewis also crashed in Silverstone and multiple times were banging wheels during the season. As I say, we haven't seen much of it this year, but in Brazil that all changed. And when asked about the crash following the race, Lewis simply said, "You know how it is with Max." And Max said Lewis had no intention to give him space, and he had no intention to back out. But it wasn't the only thing that Max was caught up in. Towards the end of the race, Perez let Max through, who was on better tyres, to chase the cars in front. But it was on the proviso that he would let Perez back through if he failed to pass the cars. Max failed to do so, but he didn't let Perez back through. And when asked by his team what happened, he said, "I told you already last time, you guys don't have to ask me that again, okay? I'll be clear about that. I gave my reasons and I stand by it." And Perez wasn't happy. Team principal Christian Horner could be heard apologising to Perez on the radio, and Perez said it shows who he really is. Now Perez needs these points for P2 in the drivers' standings, and he said he was really surprised at what Max did. He added, "After all I've done for him, it's a bit disappointing to be honest." And you could see a heated debrief between Verstappen and Horner after the race. Now I do find this surprising from Max. I mean Perez has done a lot for him. For example, who can forget what he did in Abu Dhabi last year? And Horner said it's important Perez has the best support to pick up P2 in the drivers' standings this year. And speaking about what happened in Brazil, Horner said, "We'll discuss it as a larger group in the debrief later, and the bigger discussion will be as well as why we were missing the pace this weekend. It's important it's addressed, it's all dealt with above the table, and as a team we move on." But what do you think of the whole situation? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care, bye.